All right, so normally during this class, I like to show you guys the different system we're talking about, just because it's kind of cool to look at them, to hold them, to touch them, and stuff like that. But with this whole virus thing going on, didn't happen. So I thought I'd at least try and show you guys what the systems look like that we're talking about. So the first one that I wanted to highlight was the first 32-bit CD-based system, and really this is the first 32-bit system on the market, which was called the 3DO. It was developed by Trip Hawkins, who went on to be the founder of Electronic Arts, or one of them. Well, he was one of the founders, sorry, and then he left to start 3DO. Now, the 3DO, when it was released, its competition with Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo, both 16-bit systems, and then they pump out this guy, and they hit the market at around $700 for the console, which was just nuts. So it was like a rich man's console. So anyways, I'm going to show you guys what the console looks like, and I'll show you guys some cool features about it. So we're going to go kind of right here, and we'll get into this. So hopefully you guys can see it okay with the lighting. So the 3DO, this is the second version of it. It's a lower version of it. There's also like a taller one. It kind of looks like a table. Now what you'll notice right at the bat that's unique about this system is there's only one controller port down here. They don't have two. They never released two. And what they did, instead of having two controller ports on the front, what they did is on the controller, they put player 2 controller port in player 1's controller. Now, obviously this was, it was a design decision to daisy chain him, but the problem is if you're playing a two-player game and you're losing, like Street Fighter or whatever, you just simply yank theirs out and keep playing and kick their butt, and there's not much they can do about it. And I totally admit to doing that, and I know a lot of people who did. Now, the other thing that was really unique about the controller was the fact that it has a headphone jack built into it, which was totally unique at the time, as well as having its own little volume dial to adjust the volume settings on it, which was pretty cool. Now, it is a CD-based system, like I said, and on the shelf, the games themselves came in these huge boxes called long boxes. And depending on the game, you'll have like a jewel case with the actual game in it. This is Wing Commander, so it had like 4 discs in it. But, you know, basically your PlayStation, you're used to seeing that. Like an original PlayStation, it's pretty similar. You know, you gotta snap the disc in and put it down, and then it's got a switch on the side to turn it on, and then we'll switch over to TV. So again, this is the first 32-bit system, and it was the graphics on this were surprisingly good for the time of when this was released, especially when you're comparing it to, again, the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo. The graphics for this particular game were way good. And what it did a lot better, as you guys will see when we look at the Sega CD, the actual full video effects are way better. It does a way better job of processing video in more colors than you'll see with the Sega CD. So this was actually a huge jump in technology for home-based systems. Kind of quiet. So the other thing about, you know, as we talked about, is full motion video when CD stuff came out was huge. And Wing Commander was like full of full motion video, which is why it ended up being 4 discs long. Skip that. At least kind of see what it looks like. Control around these stuff. See if I can talk to that guy. There you go.
Welcome aboard, old friend. You're looking fine and fit. Does this war agree with you?
Yeah, like a pair of busted wing flaps. But it's great to see you, buddy.
And how is the fine pilot and Comrade Angel?
I don't have a clue. Haven't heard from her in a while. She's on some damn covert out for Tolan. But hey, I got good news for you. I put you back on the fly roster.
By the way, you know, that's
But I requested.
fun fact.
Never
That's
mind that.
Luke
I want you
Skywalker,
with me on my first
Mark
mission.
Hamill.
Well, many
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and load up another system. So hang tight.
My life's on the line.